Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming and joining us this afternoon with Fee Mazinki with Direct Connect Coaching. Fee and I have been working together for about 3 years now, and she is an amazing coach. She has got a client list that goes all the way from founding entrepreneurs, people just now getting started in business, to C suite, Fortune 50 CEOs and chairman of the board. She is an amazing coach. She has an amazing philosophy about coaching, and she has an approach that most business coaches and life coaches do not share. I'm very proud to bring her to the webinar today and let her share her philosophies on coaching, how she has been able to be successful, and how she has been able to make her clients or to enable her clients to be as successful as they are. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present Fee Mazinki with Direct Connect Coaching, talking about legacy in motion, the calm investor's blueprint for family first wealth. Fee, over to you.
Thanks so much, Jim. And I'm really grateful to be here with you today. And I'm also grateful for the listeners who are joining us. And I'm very grateful for all of that. In fact, it's really interesting, Jim, because as you know, because we've been working together for a number of years now, gratitude is really important in our case today as we talk about investment strategies and some different tools that we are going to use that I will share with all of the listeners today to really guide you into empowering principles that you already have within you. It's the principles that I use in coaching anyone in getting results, and often we get quantum results when people apply these invisible laws of success, as I call them, to their lives, not just the business world, but to their lives in general. I've seen people attain results using these principles to get way greater sales, come out of debt, get into wonderful relationships, and have healthy, thriving relationships in their lives. I've even had one of my executive mothers use one of the tools that I'm going to share with you a little bit later on to bring two beautiful babies into the world using a vision and the breathing strategies that we use. So it's great to be here, and let's dive in. So shall we? Let's talk about using your imagination, using your subconscious mind as a shield, not a stressor, in your life and in your investment strategies. So what comes to mind when you think about wealth or investments or your abundance in your life? As I ask the question, just imagine what that picture of wealth means. When we do that, Jim, you know that when we use our imaginations, we are activating the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind does not think in words, it thinks in pictures. Think of the front door as an example. You know, when you think of your front door, you get a picture in your mind of what the front door looks like. And so when we imagine your wealth, your investments, your idea of a completely abundant life, that elicits some specific pictures for you. So that's the first strategy that we use. Is most people, Jim, as you know, are stuck in thinking about problems, conditions, and circumstances. And when we think about problems, conditions, and circumstances, Jim, this is a question for you. What do we get when we think about problems, conditions, and circumstances?
Problems, conditions, and circumstances.
Absolutely. It is an energetic thought loop that continues, and whatever you put out into the world, into the universe, is what you get back. And so when you're stuck in a thought loop of thinking about problems, oh, what if this investment goes bad? What if it goes belly up? What if it loses money? You're going to actually get those results. So the first thing that we do is really activate our subconscious mind by using very sensory rich pictures in the mindset of abundance. And when we do that and we act as if our subconscious mind is working in our favor, act as if it's real, remember, it can't determine what's real or imagined, then you're going to get the results of what your abundant picture looks like. So if you want a really successful investment, then you'll want to see that investment as highly successful. Okay, so let's move on and talk about the next feature here. Fear is a really important understanding for life and creating results. When we look at our emotions, Jim, there's basically two different buckets of emotions that we can put any of the emotions that we feel into. There's a bucket of love and there's a bucket of fear. And a lot of people, again, when we're stuck in problem-based thinking, that means that they are stuck in fear. So this is absolutely why leaders will lose sleep, because they're stuck in thinking about everything that can go wrong, rather than imagining what everything would look like when you have a wildly, vibrantly abundant lifestyle. So what I want to do right now, Jim, is just walk our listeners and you through a quick example of the difference between the feeling sensation of love and fear, because this is a great awareness exercise. So can we just sit back and relax so that we can know what the difference is between love and fear and what it feels like in our bodies, okay? So let's just take a couple of nice, deep, cleansing breaths together. Just inhaling gently through your nose and exhaling gently, like you're blowing out a straw through your mouth. Another one, please. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. So now, Jim, you're walking in a dark alleyway. The street lamp is out, and so it's extra dark. There's a chill in the air, and you're walking very quickly. You're feeling the wind and the coolness in your body, and all of a sudden you hear a snap, and you look behind you because you feel like somebody is following. Okay, that's the first example. So, Jim, what I want to ask you is, when I gave you that brief scenario, what is it that you felt physically inside your body?
Tension, tightness, hyper awareness, uh, the everything attributed to fight or flight. Uh, probably having every feelings just short of a heart attack.
Sure, sure. I mean, these are things that are, your body is going through a visceral response to that imagined scenario. Okay, so now we're going to flip the switch on that, and we're going to do another experience together. And this one is going to be a lot gentler. So let's sit back and relax and just do a couple of quick inhalations, inhaling through your nose, exhaling gently through your mouth. Another inhale through your nose, exhale gently through your mouth. And inhale and exhale. And now I just want you to imagine that you're on a beautiful beach. The water is a crystal clear, light blue. The sand is warm beneath your feet, and it's white sand beneath your feet. The sun is shining brightly on your face, and you feel the warmth of the sun with a gentle breeze washing over you to cool you off. You hear some beautiful seagulls, and you actually taste the salt of the ocean water. Now, in that scenario, Jim, I want to ask you, what is it that you were feeling physically in your body?
Peace, relaxation, calm, uh, just yeah, just relaxation, calm, and no stress, just imagination, thinking, beautiful thoughts.
Yeah. And so look at and notice how quickly you can shift from a fear based imaginary thought to one that is based in love and possibilities. It didn't take much,
Mhm.
right? And
No.
so, and so this is where, when I work with my clients, including you, Jim, where we actually flip the switch and we use our parasympathetic nervous system. That is the opposite of the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight, flight, or freeze. And when we engage the parasympathetic nervous system, we are engaging the rest, digest, and create elements of our world. So if you look at that, we used some very sensory rich examples in each scenario. And so most people in society are in their minds imagining every difficult or fearful outcome that could happen, particularly around money, because money elicits a lot of fear responses. So now, when you start to notice that, you can begin to shift your awareness and take your focus away from the problem and into what you would love. So this is where we uncover the fear, and we also move beyond the analysis paralysis, which is going to create the bottleneck, particularly in your investment strategies. And pay attention not to the market noise, which creates overwhelm, but rather pay attention to those things that really allow you to be in a very vibrantly rich, abundant lifestyle in your imagination. Okay.
Okay.
And this is where we're using the body, not the mind, to tell us the truth. And again, we're looking at activating our parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest, digest, and create. And so when we look at making decisions, and I do this for all of my clients who are in job situations or job transfers, I've had a lot of executives have the offer of, here's two different scenarios, Fee, and I don't know which one to use. And what I do is just simply take them through a very simple body awareness exercise where we imagine, just like we were talking about our two scenarios, we imagine them working in one area, the first job, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what is that job feeling like in your body when you do it 6 months from now, a year from now? And then the second scenario is, what's the second job feel like 6 months from now, a year from now? When we start to enact and engage our parasympathetic nervous system using our imaginations, our body will tell us which job to choose. Or I even did it with a younger client yesterday on which major to work with or to go into in college. And we did the same exact exercise. So it's really important for your listeners and our listeners here, and all of us, to know that your body is always going to tell the truth. So pay attention to the physical sensations in your body when you're making decisions around, do I invest my money here or do I invest my money here? Those are really great strategies, all from the inside out, for you to be able to know which one is going to work best for you. Use the body as your method of making decisions. Okay. This is our inside out wealth framework. And what we want to do is I want to teach our listeners here today, Jim, what is called abundance activation breath work. And I was speaking with a client yesterday who is a CRO in a company, a global company. She's in charge of 1,500 people. So obviously, she's got a lot of responsibility. And one of the things that she mentioned to me yesterday was that she uses abundance activation breath work throughout the day to keep her focused away from problems, conditions, and circumstances, and to keep her connected to the infinite possibilities of what's out there. And so I want to share with the listeners how simple abundance activation breath work is. And this is what I had the executive mom use while she was birthing her daughters. We created a vision together, and then while she was in labor, she used abundance activation breath work to birth her two beautiful girls. So the first, it's very simple. We inhale through our nose for 4, we hold our breath for 4, and we exhale gently, like we're blowing out a straw for 4. And the entire time we're thinking of things that we're grateful for and things that we're proud of. So let's do this together, shall we? So let's inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, Jim, can you just state out loud one simple thing that you're grateful for and one simple thing that you're proud of?
I am grateful for the I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to take my wife on a 1 week Alaskan cruise and on an amazing cruise ship with an amazing cabin. And I am, let's see, that was the grateful thing, and I'm proud. No, that was the proud thing, and I'm grateful for the people that I have in my life that are helping make my Iron Mountain Capital Group and its investors a success.
Wonderful. And so what do you notice inside your body when you do that 4 by 4 by 4 breathing and you state out loud one thing that you're grateful for and one thing that
I
you're proud of?
feel I feel power. I feel excitement, and I feel an expansiveness.
Beautiful. Now, since you mentioned Iron Mountain Capital Group, Jim, what I wanted to ask you about is what your strategies are. What is the risk mitigated real estate strategy with Iron Mountain Capital Group?
Pardon me. Pardon me. Got a frog in my throat.
You okay?
The Iron Mountain Capital Group was founded to provide what we call risk mitigated, reasonable return investments to non real estate professionals. These are people who have a significant income stream, but aren't really well versed in how to invest on their own uh, to uh, to help build a legacy and a fund for college, a retirement fund, whatever. Most people, when they're in this situation, they rely on people like Schwab or Ed Jones or those guys. The problem with those guys, they're a business, and their business is to provide asset and investments that benefit them. My investments are uh, strictly for my investors. What I've done is I have developed a very, very close working relationship with some of the top operators in certain investment classes. Right now, we're working specifically in the mobile home and RV park network. I've got half a dozen people that I'm working with, 3 very close friends, people that I have become close friends with. I trust implicitly. I have decided that the best way for me to source the best deals is to find the best operators and work with them. That way, I know a lot about. I've studied mobile home parks. I've studied some of these other asset classes. I know a lot about them. But if I'm working with people who are the experts and have been doing it for 20 or 30 years, I have a fairly high level of confidence that the deals we're going to be involved in are good deals. And on top of that, the fact that these people have been involved in the businesses for as long as they have done as much as they have been as successful as they have been. They know what to do when when things go south, when the economy maybe tanks a little bit, or they run into maybe political problems or some other type of problems at the location. They've been through this. They know what to do. I don't have to worry about them just making a bad decision because they've already done that. They've already learned the lessons and they know how to protect my investors' money. So that's what I mean by risk mitigated real estate. I'm not trying to decide whether I'm not trying to find the deals. I've found the people that know where the deals are. I'm not trying to evaluate the deals. Of course, I do that. I run them through very strict criteria, but I've already uh, I already know that the people who are the operators know what to do, have chosen the deal well, that sort of thing. Back to you, Fee.
Yeah, and I can attest to Jim's quality network. It's a very high quality network of people that Jim works with in attaining advice and suggestions. I mean, I can attest to that. And Jim is also someone who has a high level of integrity in uh, everything that he does and how he operates. So I can attest to that as well. Okay, let's move on. This is really something that I have witnessed in working with Jim. When we first started working together, there was not as much of a focus going on. And as we have honed our work together and really created a vision of everything that Jim would love in his life, in his legacy, and his legacy is something that he's really committed to, and works diligently in that commitment to his legacy. He's gotten a crystal clear focus of what it is that he loves and how he wants to serve and support the masses so that he can create that legacy, not just from a wealth perspective, but to also support others in generating and creating wealth. And so it's a very value based business focus that I have witnessed really coming on board since our work started together. Okay, next. This is something that all of the listeners out there can do. It's really simple. It's taking a few minutes every single morning, doing a 5-minute exercise of abundance activation breath work and thinking of things that you're grateful for and things that you're proud of. It can be being grateful for your bed that you sleep in, that it's so comfortable, or for the sunshine. It doesn't have to be anything related to business at all. You will feel an expansiveness in your body. And that simply means that you are connected to your life force energy, which is connection to infinite possibilities. And it helps to move you out of the problems of your focus and move you into infinite possibilities. And so I encourage all of the leaders that I work with over all of these years to use abundance activation breath work whenever they're making a decision or having a presentation. That is our go-to strategy. Very simple, but it's great to do every day. Okay. And so, Jim, I'm going to ask you to review with the listeners what it is that they can do to begin working with you, so that they can invest with you.
Okay, Fee, I'm very glad to do that. Um, what we have done is set up a basically a procedure, a protocol to get to know our investors first, and that is booking the clarity call. And in a couple more slides, we'll tell you how to get in touch with us. We'll give you the emails and all that sort of stuff. But first thing we want to do is we want to get to know you. You know, we are the fact of the matter is we've built our organization to to be very, very client centric. We want to make sure that we cover uh, what you want to cover. We want to provide you what you want to provide. I'm not a registered investment advisor. I'm not a Charles Schwab or an Ed Jones. I am an investor and an entrepreneur. I've been involved in entrepreneurial pursuits, starting and building businesses, buying businesses for over 50 years now. I've done really well in some ways, and then I'll be saying I've dropped the ball a couple of times too. But what I have learned from all of that is how to work with people, how to help people find out what their goals are, how to help people decide, what their pathway looks like. And once we decide uh, with you what you want and what will work with you, you'll start receiving vetted deal flow from us. And as I said before, we are very, very particular about the deals we get involved in. We do not, we turn down way more deals than we accept. And we look at a lot of deals to find the nuggets, the gold nuggets in the process. And so, you may not get a deal immediately. We may not have something that fits your criteria right away. Now, I'm going to start looking for them, of course, but we want to make sure, like I said before, that we have mitigated the risk in these projects that we get involved in. We want you to not have to worry. This is a hands-off proposition for you. We do the work. We take care of it. We work with the operators. We work with with all of the people, all of the stakeholders, other investors, etc. And then what we do is once we find that what we think is that perfect deal, that perfect project, then we get back together with you. And we want to make sure that that deal aligns with your legacy, with your plans, with what you want to accomplish. We want to make sure that the deal aligns in a values based manner with you and us.
Yeah, and you certainly do that, especially really aligning with both the head and the heart. And it's a very personalized approach as an investment strategy. So let's move forward here.
So, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time here. I want to invite you to come in on Thursday, same time, same bat station, 1:30 Central Time. The link should be in your inbox. If you haven't received it yet, you will receive an email link from us to inviting you to our live Q&A. One of the things we found that's really, really beneficial is for you, the listener, to have access to our experts that we bring to these webinars. So Fee will be back with us on Thursday, 1:30 Central Time. That's 1:30 p.m. Central Time to take your questions. Now, if you can't be with us, go ahead and email me the questions. And we will address those questions as on the webinar, and then you can, of course, review the webinar on our YouTube channel later. There's nothing off limits. We want to bring value to you people. Our audience is you guys you guys as our audience are the reason we're here. We want to bring you the best information possible. So nothing is off limits. We got 20 minutes, rapid fire, same link, same energy. So your next steps, reach out to me. Decide what you're looking for. schedule your freedom call, your getting to know you call. And then if you send me an email, and we'll make sure that you get Fee's Soul Mission Report as in your inbox. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. I'm Jim Blakemore. I'm with Iron Mountain Capital Group. Our website is ironmountaincapitalgroup.com. There you can see my office telephone number, 432-687-1408. If you have questions about this, go to my clone, JamesBlakemore.AI. You can actually talk to my clone, talk to me, and if the clone doesn't know the answer, it will put you in touch with me, so I'll give you the answer. Also, if you'd like a copy of my book, Lessons from Thought Leaders, please do not hesitate to send me an email, james@jamesblakemore.com, and I will make sure that you get a copy of my book. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you got some value out of our little webinar today. I look forward to answering your questions. I hope all of you have an amazing week. Take care. Bye-bye for now.